Bob and Mary were both thrill seekers and loved exploring abandoned places. They had heard rumors about a haunted house in Massachusetts and decided to check it out. As they approached the house, they could feel a chill in the air, and the hair on the back of their necks stood up. They hesitated for a moment, but then decided they needed to explore this spooky and mysterious dwelling. Bob and Mary approached the house in Massachusetts, and as they got closer, they could feel the temperature dropping. The house was old and decrepit, with vines crawling up the walls and broken windows. They hesitated for a moment, but their curiosity got the best of them, and they decided to go in. As they entered the house, they could hear strange noises coming from upstairs. The floorboards creaked beneath their feet, and the air was thick with dust. They slowly made their way up the stairs, and as they reached the top, they saw a shadowy figure disappear into one of the rooms. They followed the figure into the room, but it was empty. Suddenly, they heard a loud bang, and the door slammed shut behind them. The room was dark, and they could barely see anything. They tried to open the door, but it was locked from the outside. They were trapped and had to find a way out before it was too late. Bob and Mary searched the room for clues and found a diary hidden in a drawer. The diary belonged to a woman who had lived in the house many years ago. She had written about strange occurrences in the house and how she believed it was haunted by the ghost of a young girl who had died there. As they read the diary, they heard footsteps outside the door. They tried to open the door, but it was still locked from the outside. They were trapped and had to find a way out before it was too late. Suddenly, they heard whispering voices coming from the corner of the room. They turned to see a ghostly figure of a young girl. She was dressed in a white dress and had long, tangled hair. She beckoned to them to follow her out of the room. Bob and Mary followed the ghostly figure down a dark hallway and eventually found themselves in a room filled with old furniture and cobwebs. They searched the room for anything they could use to escape. They found a loose floorboard and were able to pry it up. Underneath, they found a hidden passage that led to the basement. As they made their way through the passage, they could hear strange noises coming from the walls. They finally emerged outside, and as they looked back at the house, they saw the shadowy figure again. This time they could see that it was the ghost of the young girl. She smiled at them and then disappeared into the house. Bob and Mary never forgot their adventure in the haunted house. They knew they had uncovered a mystery that would never be solved, but they were happy to have experienced it together and were able to escape without harm.